Broadcasting live from Turtle Lair on the plain of New York City. This is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome, everybody, to Tap Tap Concede. My name is Graham. Joining me this week is Kathleen.
Hello.
And Cameron.
Huh?
And today we're giving our first hands-on impressions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a Magic the Gathering set. But before we get into that, I want to remind everybody, of course, that the show is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Please check out cardkingdom.com/LRR for all of your cardboard needs. Get yourself some Ninja Turtles. Why not? It's the thing at the moment. Ninja Turtles or other Magic cards are available. And tell them we sent you. Say, loading ready run sent me button, please, and they'll give you a little button that says a funny thing on it. Also, you can wrap those cards up in the best sleeves you can buy with Dragon Shield. Use the code LRRMTG5 to get yourself a 5% discount on the Dragon Shield store. And, of course, and most importantly, everything we do here at Loading Ready Run is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon or by becoming a member on this YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Turtles.
Turtles.
Turtles. I like turtles.
Well, I like Magdalena Bay.
Secret Lair when?
I mean, if
they should do more music collabs.
After last week's Talking Sim, I'm really pulling for Secret Lair Road to Empress Part 1 with Wu Zhe-Chen.
You know what? Wizards, we've got ideas. Call us.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
No, you're fine. So yeah, we did the PPR. If you haven't seen that, the VOD's been up for about a week now. So please do check that out. Honestly, it was a fun time of Sealed. Sealed thus far has been a highlight. Also, we played in the early access streamer event. Mm-hmm. Kathleen and Corey played some.
Yeah, that was my first because I missed the PPR because I was sick.
Right.
So that was my first exposure to it. Because, here's the deal: if you watch a PPR while you're laying in bed, ill, didn't remember any of it. Well, I remember Ben showed up in my anglerfish onesie, but none of the cards are the place.
And then Cameron played the afternoon.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
There was Sealed. There was Pick 2 Draft. I don't know if either of you tried a draft.
I didn't try the Pick 2 Draft. I realized last year when Pick 2 Draft came out with Spider-Man, I was kind of interested in it. And even at the outset, I was I think I kind of like this. And then that wore off pretty quickly when I realized that Pick 2 Draft actually deletes most of the interesting experience of Draft. Mm-hmm. And now no, I don't like it.
I did one later that night, actually, and we can talk a little bit about it. But first, we figured that, because we did this before last time we did our first impressions, I'm going to open this booster pack, and we'll go through it, and perhaps it will inspire discussion.
Ooh, yes. Please read me the cards.
I will.
I can talk about all the cards that beat me when I was in the early access.
All right. Well, first up, we have Primordial Pachyderm. 3 and a green for a 4/4 elephant avatar with reach and trample, and when this creature enters, you gain 4 life.
Okay, this card, I had this in a sealed pool. I love this kind of card. I don't think I ever drew it, unfortunately, though. But 4/4 reach, trample.
This feels wildly pushed for a common.
Yeah,
I think it needs to be in reasons we can either get into now or later.
I predict when we get to the dedicated turtle slot. Mm-hmm. That I think I know where you're going with this. I think that point of topic will come up when we get further into the pack.
Yeah, the fact that you look at this and you go, this isn't a special, this isn't anything special. It's not a legendary creature. It's not a known character from the show. It's referencing, I think one enemy they fought one time or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's a 4/4 for 4 with 2 keywords and it gains you life.
Yeah,
that tells you something about the format.
Yeah, Giant Spider been real quiet ever since Primordial Pachyderm dropped.
This is a bananas. What this? If this was 2010, this would be a rare.
Yeah.
Actually, you're so right. Dang. All right.
And I'd have been mad about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Baby Magic players going, what's this?
It's so true. Dang. Sewervalence Cam.
Interesting card.
It has your name in it.
It's the sewer. Single blue mana for an artifact with flash. When this artifact enters or leaves the battlefield, you may tap or untap target creature, and then for 3 and a blue and sacrifice it. Draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
I do want to say, just as a brief aside, one thing that I think is very, very cool about this set is that you should go check out the Blue Sky account for Crystal Fraser, who was a big part of the team who worked on this set. And she has she's been doing like a top 10 countdown of like the most obscure references that they got onto cards. And this is one, these little like sewer bug things are from, there's like a level in the video game where you're going through the sewers and there's little like robot insects.
Right.
Is there a different card for this where it's like the Buzzbots or something? Anyway, this is among the references, but the most obscure references, very bizarre, and I'll talk about it if we don't get an opportunity to.
There we go.
These
Buzzbots.
guys, yeah, these are from one of the video games, but like they're from one level of one of the video games, and so it's like, yeah, here you go. little buzzbots. So not the surveillance cockroach that we're looking at here, but
this is just making me. It's so lovingly put together, and it's making me realize that I know nothing about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
My exposure to the Turtles came from the 18 months where, if you were a tween in the early 90s, Turtles were all you cared about, and then I never thought about them again for my life until last Friday.
Yeah.
I know that you dodged it. You are not a Turtles knower.
This is just never something
fine.
that I enjoyed.
Yeah. I had friends who had the video games like Turtles in Time, which was a good one, and I watched the cartoon show. And then I stopped watching the cartoon show, and I again didn't
Was
really engage.
Was the cartoon show on like CBC or like something you could get without having cable?
No. Yeah.
Was it on YTV?
It might have been on YTV, but it would not have been on CBC or
Rabbit Ears Vision.
Rabbit Ears Vision.
Poverty strikes again. Anyhow, continuing.
Surveillance cam, for what it's worth. This seems fine. I guess it like stops you taking a little bit of damage early. Potentially, you can untap a creature for a surprise blocker. A little steep for 4 mana to cash it in later, but you do get to draw 2 cards. It seems fine.
Yeah, I mean, I saw somebody saying like this might be decent in Highlander.
Whoa.
Where the scale of what you can tap or untap grows geometrically.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, and there's some cards in here, and I don't know if we'll get a chance to talk about it, but like that can take advantage of these ETB effects, particularly in the artifacts deck, and get a little bit more value out of this. It's also really great for sneaking.
The blue-red archetype is machines.
Yeah.
So there is an artifacts deck. Speaking of which, Mouser Foundry. 1 and a red for an artifact. When it enters or leaves, you make a 1/1 colorless robot artifact creature token, and you can pay 5 and sacrifice it to deal 3 damage to a creature.
This is kind of like...
I really like this.
Yeah, it's an evolution of the white puzzle knot from Kaladesh.
I didn't realize, actually, sorry, that the surveillance camera also taps or untaps when it leaves.
Oh, it does.
So when you sacrifice it to draw the cards,
or if you
same
can
as
flicker
the
it
Mouser
somehow,
yeah,
or
that's
you
true.
sneak it back.
Yeah,
right. There are multiple ways to get some value out of it.
Yeah, but I didn't realize both of these cards are, as you say, like the sort of the puzzle knots or the what was the one that's like a like cogwork schematic or something.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like,
it was the colorless one.
Yeah, it's just 2 mana. It enters, you make a servo, and when it leaves, you make a servo.
Yeah. So I feel like this is really fair. You get 2. You pay 2 mana. I think you get 2 mana's worth of creature out of it because it comes on 2 bodies. Maybe it's 1.5, I guess. But it also then sits around as an artifact, and there's many things that care about artifacts. And then you can sack it later to deal 3 damage, which can be really relevant.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think this card's really good.
Another good reason that we want something like Mouser Foundry that is both an artifact but also makes multiple creatures is because there's a lot of cards with Alliance, like the East Wind Avatar. 3 and a white for a 2/4 bird spirit avatar with flying and vigilance. And Alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, this creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
Right. Yeah. So the Mouser Foundry's ability to be removed or to do damage at instant speed is going to get you additional value off Alliance. Right? Like, hey, surprise.
You win a combat with it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you can pump this. Oh, that said, I don't love this 2/4. Yeah, I know it's got flying and vigilance. It's fine.
Yeah. I think 4 mana is a real hard spot in this set.
Yeah, there's a lot of better things that you can be doing with 4 mana than a 2 mana flying vigilance that requires other things to be good or even trade.
Yeah.
So many
I
creatures.
looked when I first saw this card, I thought, oh, this is great, right? You drop this, you block something, you attack next turn, you sneak it back to your hand, right? Because it's evasive.
Yeah.
And no, this thing like gets rolled over by.
Yeah, I just basically was like, I could make a lot of little dudes. I tried this, I think, in one of our sealed decks, and I was like, kind of like very underwhelmed with like, if I could cast it, there's other things I wanted to cast instead. I was just like, I'm not interested.
Yeah, and if you're trying to sneak, there are 2 flying 1-drops in both
Yes.
white and black that are very good.
Yeah,
that we
the-
can-
Dream Beavers.
Dream Beavers. Yeah, I want to talk about Dream Beavers later, but yeah, wow, just a straight shooter with upper management written all over it.
no kidding.
Good card.
You know what could potentially stop a Dream Beaver is a Frog Butler.
This card
That
is also
are
really
word-
good.
Words
Yeah.
that have never been spoken before.
This card is I'm gonna see it in so many goddamn commander decks, because it's a 1/1 for 2 that has Death Touch, and adds 1 mana of any color, and it can gain reach until end of turn. So I feel like it's very useful. I'm gonna see this card a lot. I think it does all the things that I want a little dork to do.
Yeah.
I initially thought that it was functionally the same with an additional subtype of the Poison Dart Frog, but it has the abilities backwards. So Poison Dart Frog is 1 and a green for 1/1 with reach, and then you can
Right.
pay 2 colorless to give it Death Touch.
Yeah.
And
So
it
this
taps
one's
for 1.
a little more awkward because that one you could block a flyer, tap it, activate its ability with another source of mana to give it Death Touch. Whereas this, if you're tapping it to give it reach, then that doesn't.
But it's also a spirit, which is odd.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes it somewhat less unsanitary that it's carrying a tray of drinks with its tongue.
Great point. Great point.
I like how unimpressed the customers look too. They're like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is not a lot of face to have a very emotive sneer on.
Yeah, well, and you know what is interesting is like I've never seen the source material, but I can imagine why a member of the wait staff might have red bloodshot eyes.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he's drawn like that though, but I'm just I'm putting my own spin on it because that's what you can do with a UB that you don't recognize.
Yeah. I forgot, or maybe wasn't aware to the full extent that just the Turtles version of New York is just lousy with mutants. There's all kinds of animal people just around everywhere.
Oh,
It's basically like there's mutagen in the water, clearly, and
Right.
it's just happening to everybody. Good, it's the Foot Mystic,
Yeah,
which is to say a mystic who works for the Foot Clan. 3 and a black for a 2/4 with lifelink that I have misread about 3 bajillion
I
times.
cast this wrong like twice.
Yeah.
I was so mad at myself the second time.
Disappear when this creature enters. If a permanent left the battlefield under your control this turn, you make a 1/1 black ninja. Not, as many other disappear cards are, at the end
of
step.
turn. Yeah.
Yes, I misplayed that. Like,
Yeah, I know that Surge and Nelson were very clear about this in the rules video that we did, but disappear is just a reminder word. It doesn't actually mean anything, and you have to read what the ability does every time. But
Yeah.
so many of them check at the end step that I was like, oh, okay, so I'll do this and I'll do that, and then
Yep.
it'll trade
and
off.
I get my
and
little 1/1.
yeah, and then at the end step, nothing happens, and I'm like,
Where's my ninja?
Where's my ninja? What
Yeah.
happened? Then I go
Yeah.
reread Foot Mystic, and I'm like, oh, well, yeah.
To be said, I was excited by this card, and then I played with it, and I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, that said, a 2/4 lifelink actually blocks a lot of stuff really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine if you don't get the 1/1, but like you'd rather get the 1/1.
Next, we've got Zoo Escapees.
I got soloed by this card.
You got soloed by Zoo Escapees?
Yeah, it did not feel good, let me tell you. But Zoo Escapees won in a green for a 2/2 Boar Rhino. When this creature leaves the battlefield, create a mutagen token. So what happened is my opponent played Zoo Escapees, and I blasted it with something, leaving behind a mutagen token. Next turn, my opponent plays Zoo Escapees, cracks the mutagen token, removes my blocker, cracks in for 3. Subsequent turn, opponent plays removal, cracks in for 3. Repeat 6 more times. And then Cameron, just as Cameron ages 40 years over the next several minutes.
You know what? This is a fine time to talk about that. This set has a lot of removal.
Yeah, it rains death.
And this is something that we've noticed as a strategy they have employed in a lot of UB sets, because there are so many legendary creatures. And the legendary creatures, by their nature, are powerful and do weird and powerful things, that the only way to sort of balance that is by having a lot of removal. But it sort of means that it's just like nothing sticks around until one person does stick their big threat, and then they just win with it.
Yeah, that like, you just 1-for-1 each other for several turns until somebody draws a land.
Yeah.
At which case their opponent wins.
I found that I lost a lot of games because like I'd be like 1-for-1ing my opponent, but like there would be 2 genres of how I lost, and I lost a lot. The first one would just be that like my opponent was always 1 step ahead of me, so even though I was removing their creature, they always had another one, right? So I was always dealing with like the most problematic creature on the board, but it's not like there weren't other problematic creatures that were also hurting me, right? And sometimes it's like I've chosen the wrong creature, right? I didn't kill Pizza Face on sight. I lost a game over 7 turns because I didn't kill Pizza Face on sight, right? I used my removal on something else. That's always frustrating. Or this genre of game where you are keeping up, maybe you're ahead, but your opponent just gets a little bit more removal, and then suddenly you start ripping land, or you just don't have anything that's useful, or you're in a situation where they have some way to lock you out of the game. Like they can flicker your creature, they can remove your creature. There's a lot of stuff that can re-trigger these entering and leaving the battlefield effects and stuff like that. One of the things that happened to me was somebody was sort of splashing some blue flickery mechanics to get like basically infinite mutagen tokens and just make huge dudes and stuff like that, right? Or just to get my guys out of the way. So it feels like everything is very powerful, and it's either powerful in your favor or it's powerful not in your favor, and it's over either very quickly or in a really frustrating way. And that you are taking game actions, but it's never enough.
Yeah.
Right? Because too much of it is 1-for-1.
If you watched our stream, Cameron put together a very cool Black White Ninjas deck near the end of the stream. And then off stream, I played a bit with that deck later. Yeah. Because it's like, well, this is all just the early access event. It evaporates anyway. May as well play a bit with it. And that deck was in the driver's seat in that regard. And it got to the point where it's combining Turncoat Kunichi, which is the 3/2 Fox that is like a Fiend Hunter, but if you sneak it, it just exiles the creature regardless. So that one, I don't recall the name of it, but it's the 2/1 flyer in white. I think James had it in his PPR deck. That it's 3 mana for a 2/1 flyer.
But then you can pay 4 on the end step and it exiles permanently.
Yeah, it does like a blink. Yeah, this one. Sorry, Koya, Death from Above. So it's 2/1. When it enters, you exile a creature, and then it comes back at the end step unless you pay an additional 3 and a black. And so I was like, all right, I attack with like some tokens, and they block one thing. I'm like, okay, so I flash in this Konichi and just exile your other thing. And then the next turn, or I like play I can't remember exactly what the turn cycle was, but like I just exile like 4 of my opponent's creatures over a couple turns because I was like, I bring in this bird, I do that, I exile it. Next turn, I attack with the bird. You can't block because you don't have any flyers, so I flash in the Kuanichi and I exile something else, and then I get to replay the bird and I do the bird again, and I was just like, boy, I'm really just tearing their whole battlefield apart, and it's not difficult. To do one of those cards is a rare, but Koya is an uncommon, and I was just like, man, this is going swimmingly for me, but this must feel very demoralizing.
Yeah.
All right, next card.
All right, well, it's more removal. Shredder's Technique. 2 and a black for a sorcery. Destroy target creature or enchantment. If an enchantment was destroyed this way, you lose 2 life, but you can sneak it for a single black.
Good card.
Yeah, mandatory, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you run it, if you have it in your pool, you should run it.
Yeah, easy to pay for, all singing, all dancing.
And frequently deployed, usually by turn 3.
Yeah,
even if I'm not sneaking it in.
The only thing with this is that it's a sorcery, so it
you can't hold it up on your opponent's turn.
Yep. Which
even though it has sneak, it's a sorcery with sneak.
Yeah, I made that mistake once. Lost the game.
Yep.
I like that. It's I don't know how many years it's been since Feed the Swarm was originally printed, but this is another way for black to deal with enchantments, which it doesn't get to do very often. But if black gets to destroy an enchantment, it costs you life.
Yeah, worth it with an O-ring, right?
Yeah.
Or a pacifism.
Yeah, I really like. I don't know. This card seems like a kind of a sort of a powerful thing for. There we
Feed
are.
the Swarm on the
but it's Swarm. I get it.
on the Spider-Man bonus sheet. I did not know that.
LOL.
Good job, James.
It's very funny. Our next uncommon. It's another technique. This is Donatello's technique. This card seems messed up. It's 2 and a blue for draw 2 cards. So it's straight up divination, but it also has sneak for a single blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring back your dream beavers.
Like in a set that where frequently you're 1-for-1ing your opponent to death, getting 2 additional cards and then returning something to your hand is
Get
good.
that
It's good.
ETB trigger again? Mwah.
Yeah, no, there's a reason this is at uncommon,
Yeah.
right? Whereas divination is usually something you see at common,
Yeah.
Yep,
right?
that was really good. Quite powerful.
Speaking of Donatello, we've got, and I believe this is the dedicated turtle slot. Nope, this is just another uncommon. We've got Donatello, Way with Machines, 2 and a blue for a 1/2 with flying, and whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Donatello. So if we go back to Mouser Foundry, for example, that's
Pwah.
2 artifacts entering. Initially,
And then-
well, just you cast it, and then you get a token, and they're
Yeah,
both
yeah.
artifacts. So that's
And then when it
ba-ding,
leaves,
ba-ding.
you get
Yeah.
another artifact. Yeah, I like. Okay, so this to me says I'm really dedicated to my archetype, and I'm going to start out a little undercosted, but my ceiling is high, and I really like this card. And I don't think it's particularly good in this format.
Yeah,
unless
it
you
just
can really
dies.
abuse it.
Right.
So this also is I'm going to use this as a jumping off point to one of my biggest complaints about the set from a design perspective in terms of playing it, which is I think someone here doing the count. I think James might have been looking at the whole set and counted that like there are more legendary creatures of just the 4 main turtles in this set than there are total legendaries in Lorwyn Eclipsed.
Yes.
Which
Yeah,
is a
no,
larger set.
This is a problem I've had with Universes Beyond since Lord of the Rings, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it was like, I don't like the experience of not being able to tell you which Leonardo kicked my ass.
That exactly, because like I play this, it's mono blue Donatello. There are 4, 5. There's some in the commander set, and I won't I won't count those, even though it's still potentially a problem. So yeah, okay, Donatello Turtle Techie at common, Donatello Way with Machines at uncommon, Donatello Gadget Master
They're all blue.
at Rare, and Donatello Mutant Mechanic at Mythic.
Yeah, one at each rarity, and then I think there are 3 paired Donatellos.
There are,
'cause
because
there's
there's
all
the
the pairs as
blue-white
well.
pair, which is bananas, whatever that one is.
But and that adds to this, but I don't mind it as much as just I cannot from across the table immediately go, oh, the mono
That
blue
one.
Donatello. That means, sorry, what does that mean? Which one's
Yeah,
that?
which one is that?
And
It's-
I it drives me nuts actually.
Yeah, not something I'm a fan of. Yeah, the Universes Beyond sets seem to, well, they're drawing on, as it turns out, okay, let me start this thought over again.
Okay.
As it turns out, a Universes Within set, a Universes Beyond set, has a extremely large design space to play around in. Whereas the UB sets, you got to give them their toitles.
Well, but
Got to
also,
give the folks what they want.
okay, maybe this is something that I can say because I've worked in creative text. And so obviously I don't design cards, but I see them being named. And what's interesting is when you are working in a universe set, there's just, I don't know, we have to come up with a reason why this card is here.
Yeah.
And so creative, the people who actually take the designs of the cards and apply the creative to it will be like, okay, well, here's something that could work in this universe. And then they'll commission some artwork and then it makes its way to me and I try to give it an evocative name. Right. And that's how that happens. So there's just this freedom to create whatever you need to fill this role within your game. Right. Because that's what all of that stuff is there to support is we want this card here mechanically for the gameplay. And so all of the wrapper of the what a creature it is and what it's called all comes afterwards to support that. But with Universes Beyond, they can't invent something new to fill that hole.
Yeah,
right?
because that hole is filled by a character who does that. Right?
Well, or that they just can't invent new things, right?
Yes.
To put into, they can't invent new turtles or something like that.
No.
So, because the IP is closed and locked, it's fine. It's completely finalized, and they only have that garden to play in.
Yeah.
So you get okay, and a little bit of it is well, we have to reference the turtles, but also this I don't know, we're talking about very deep cuts of we found these enemies in one level of a video game because we're looking to represent as much as possible. So I think it's a tremendous challenge to the people who are designing UB cards for just that reason of what do we put on the cards, right? Mm-hmm. That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I fully agree. I don't like how limited the design space is, and it leads to I don't know, these odd situations where I can't identify a Donatello across the board.
And we joked about how many Spidersmen there were, right? And
Yeah.
we know that the Spider-Man set had its own design issues, which they've talked about, but it wasn't just that there's Peter Parker and there's Miles Morales and there's, I don't remember 2099's secret identity's name, but it wasn't just that. It's also that just there was 3 or 4 specifically Peter's Parker Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I cannot tell you what any of them do.
No. Right, I thought it was bad when I couldn't remember which Mary was which Sam was which.
And
now
you look at the Final Fantasy set. In the draftable set, there is Cloud. There's another different Cloud in the Commander deck. And I guess in Cloud's case there's also one in the starter deck product.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I can handle that mentally, but it's when I'm playing sealed and my opponent goes, I play Michelangelo, and I'm I don't know, that's meaningless to me.
Yeah.
I need you to tell me exactly what the card does, because saying I play this mono green Michelangelo.
I will say that from a point of view of having that space to actually draw from to fill out your set, I will say the UB sets that I think did the best in that are definitely the big ones. Final Fantasy, I wasn't what the heck does that one do? Is that another Moogle, right? There was a Moogle card and a Cactuar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Avatar was good because Avatar has tons of characters, right? So, I think there's 2 Sokkas or something like that for because the big characters that you really like are going to be represented multiple times because that's what's going to get people to buy the set. And I recognize there's some of that, but I just think that there's just
Yeah. I did see a thing recently that
multiple problems here.
It's not like Wizards doesn't acknowledge that, like, it's not like they don't know this, right? That, like, I did see a thing recently where I think it was Gavin was talking about, like, what makes a legendary creature, why is something a legendary creature? Because there's cards in this set, there were cards in the Spider-Man set as well, that are, like, a specific character. Like, it was, I think in the Spider-Man set, it was, like, the police commissioner, right? And it's like, that's not just a police commissioner. That's Gwen Stacy's dad. That's a specific guy.
Yeah.
Right.
But we're not making this card legendary because there's so many legendary cards, right?
Right.
And so it's like, there is a valve there, but it's like, at what point, like, where do we put that bar of, like, in this one, there's like the creature, there's like a monster man who's like made of he's like an amalgam of all the Universal monsters. He's part Dracula, part Wolfman.
Oh, right.
Part
okay, yeah.
Part like fish guy and part Frankenstein or something.
Lagoon.
Yeah. And he was in one of the comic books. This is also from Crystal Fraser's thread of, like, deep cuts. And, like, that's a unique guy. The card is not legendary because, like, partly because who cares about that guy,
right?
But also it's like, well, not everything can be legendary.
Yeah, just because they have a name in the universe in which,
yeah,
like, everyone has a name.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, our rare, one of our rares, we got two rares, are Mikey and Dawn Party Planners. We got one of the team ups. So it's 2 Simic for a 3/3 Mutant Ninja Turtle with Ward 2. Look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play lands and cast Mutant, Ninja, or Turtle spells from the top of your library. If you cast a creature this way, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter.
That's a fun commander card.
That is.
I didn't see this at one time. I have not played against this card.
No, I've played against some of the other team-ups. I super lost a game to one of them. I have it written down. We can talk about it in a second. Yeah, this seems what I like about this is that you don't need to make a Turtles deck here, or you don't need to make a Ninja Turtles deck. Like, if you are doing this as a commander deck, there are plenty of mutants, or I guess ninjas or turtles. Why not? Mono blue ninjas, I suppose you'd have to use mostly. I don't know. It just seems like a cool card. Seems like one you also definitely want to kill in limited, because I feel like, again, as we've discussed, a vast majority of the cards in the set are going to be mutants, ninjas, or turtles.
I don't know if I would kill this one immediately because it's got Ward 2.
Yeah, but like, your opponent flops
like...
this on their 4, you drop your 5th land and Shredder's Technique it.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
What else do they have on the board at that point? Who knows? Hopefully nothing. Yeah.
We have a foil, which I'll get to before our other rare. We have Mutant Chain Reaction, 2 and a green. Sorcery, destroy up to 1 target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying, and you create a mutagen token. So it's the naturalize plummet with set mechanic.
Yep.
Great. Cool.
Yeah, sometimes you sleeve those up.
Yep. And our rare is, and this is an interesting one, Raphael's Technique. So it's a 6 mana red instant.
Yes, I had this in a sealed deck, but I never got to cast it.
For an optional Wheel of Fortune. It's each player may discard their hand and draw 7 cards. But also you can sneak it for 2 and a red.
I love this card, and I wanted to cast it, but I never got the chance to.
Yeah, I think that may is probably going to disqualify this from a lot of play in, like, in sets where people want to wheel your opponent out of their hand.
This is like so bad for like commander and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been watching.
When you want to make people dump.
I've been watching Kenji play a lot of Powered Cube recently, and using like Wheel of Fortune or Echo of Eons and Memory Jar or whatever to be like, no, opponent, you have to cycle your whole hand is sort of critical.
Yeah.
So making this optional is interesting.
But I feel like if you just wanted to like refill your hand in a red deck,
Yep.
it's pretty risky though.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, this is always going to be the worst case situation for your opponent, or for you,
For you, because you're
with
spending the
regard
mana
to your-
for it.
Yeah, with regards to your opponent too, right? Like, if your opponent is like, "Yeah, I'll wheel this and draw 7,"
That's
it's because
bad.
they had nothing, and if they're like, "No, I think I'm going to keep this one card in hand," you're like, "Uh-oh."
I mean, I think this is getting a situation where, and I tried to build this. I tried to build a hyper aggressive red black deck because that's what the pool had, and I know red black's not an archetype, but I had a lot of really great cards in red and black, and I was just like, what if I just cast my whole hand by turn 4, and then just like sneak this out to like pitch 2 things I don't give a crap about, and then get a handful of gas, because that's what a red deck wants. Is I just want to. I don't care what is going on. I just need more gas.
Right. I had this in my PPR kit, along with the Raphael-themed saga that, or not saga, job, profession,
Class.
class that does damage whenever you discard a card.
Cool but rude, I guess
But
is
rude,
what
I
it's
guess.
called.
Yes. And
they're all from
never
the-
saw either of those cards.
They're all the lyrics from the
Yeah.
90s cartoon
Yeah,
show.
which is why we have a card now called Does Machines.
Yeah. Yup.
All right. But yeah. Well, that's our pack.
Yeah, the Michelangelo one must just read a party dude, which I feel is a very strong name for a card. I would like to flop a party dude onto the table. Wait, what did I just say? Don't clip that.
Yeah, we've got it's there's one in each color. Ninja Teen is the black one because Splinter taught them to be Ninja Teens. And then it's cool but does machines. Leonardo leads. So I don't actually know what the white one is called.
Leads?
Presumably it's not just leads. Leader's talent. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
This card is bananas, by the way. Let's talk about this card.
Sure.
Okay, so this card, just listen to this. It's 1 and a white for a class. And here's the first level, which is always on by default. Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature.
Oh.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, right.
For 2 mana?
For 2 mana. That's it. And it just sits there on the board.
It's a Luminarch Aspirant. They can't lightning bolt.
Yeah, level 2, and then you can pay 3 to level it up again. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had a counter on it, you gain 2 life. That's nice, but like I'm just so happy to still have that first level.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then level 3 is whenever you cast a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each
Sure,
creature
why
you
not?
control,
Okay,
which is
yeah,
just
okay.
like the most graviest sentence I've ever heard.
Yeah, okay.
It's just
yeah.
this is pure gravy.
Whenever
like
you cast a spell, put a... Yeah, no, that is what that says.
That's the only reason you level up to 2. You're already winning at that point. What creature's leaving the battlefield? Who cares? You're just, it's this card is so good.
You can do that on purpose if you want to sneak one of your own creatures back.
Yeah, that's fine. But like to me, I'm just like I just want to get to. I either care about 1 or need to get to 3. 2's the speed bump between the 2 states.
Yeah, it's a tax, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just like a card like this. I read this and I was like, are you kidding me? All it wants me, it's not even hard to cast. I splashed for it in like a different colored deck because it was so powerful, right? I still lost all of my games.
Like, I suppose...
Because I couldn't cast it when I drew it.
Right. Yeah, and it's like, I guess if your opponent is removing your creatures, then you're happy to gain some life off that.
I suppose.
But... Yeah, wow.
Yeah, like a white, I believe a white-red deck would be where I'd want to play this, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
have
put
that.
it in a something else deck, and I can't remember what, because I played a lot of decks and lost a lot. I think it might have been a blue-green deck, but I was like, I really want to, because it's so good,
Yeah.
right?
So I do. You bring up a good point there because I do want to talk about the draft archetypes and the limited experience in general. Because I did play at the PPR and that was successful, and I played the like Oops All Shredders deck that Cameron put together on the stream.
Yeah, I'm seeing double here. 8 shredders.
Yeah, just briefly, Cameron put together this deck that had I don't remember his name, but like the would-be shredder, like the 3/1 that when it hits you draw a card and lose a life.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I
Baby
forget her
Shredder.
name. Yeah.
No, not Shredder's daughter. Like Karai. Like it's like thank you Oroku Saki Shredder Rising. So you had Shredder Rising, Super Shredder, Dark Wrath and Shredder, Shark Shredder,
Oh, Shark Shredder is really good.
the normal, just the uncommon Shredder.
Mm-hmm. The Shredder Saga.
The cloning of Shredder, very funny in this context. And I swear there was one other one.
I think it might have been Krang and Shredder.
Okay,
Right. And you just open them all in the set in this one sealed pool. Anyway, so I played both of these. I played my PPR deck and that one, which were both like primarily black-white sneak, and they were great, and I did a lot of winning, and I was like, okay, cool, sealed is great.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not the case.
Yeah.
I put
8 shreds, you say?
Yeah, I put the cloning of Shredder in 2 of my sealed decks that I did in the pre-release, and I literally never drew it either time.
What's it do?
It's 6 mana, so I did bottom it a couple times on some mulligans, right? So I wasn't going to draw it, to be fair. But it's 6 mana, and it's a saga, and you get to exile a creature card from your graveyard and make a copy of it as a mutant, and then you just do it 3 times. So you just get 3 copies of some creature that you wanted in your graveyard.
Oh.
It's really good. But like I said, if like I opened this opening hand and I couldn't or if I like mulliganed to 5 and this is in my hand, I put this back twice because I was like, I can't cast. Like I literally know I'm not going to leave a plank sitting in my hand. I'm already mulliganing. But anyhow, I want to play it. Seems good.
Yeah. So briefly, I will talk about the limited archetypes, but then I want to talk a little bit about pick 2. So the supported archetypes as written on the card that comes in the booster box.
I can tell you the unsupported archetypes are not supported.
Yeah. We've got black-white sneaky ninjas, blue-red machines, green-black disappear, red-white alliance, and green-blue mutagen.
Green-blue mutagen is very fun.
Yeah.
That's the most like...
Yeah, the green-blue mutagen was the one I think I lost to the most consistently.
It has some incredible ways to like make little 2-card loops that can lock you out of the game.
Okay.
And I don't remember any of the cards involved, but like the green-blue mutagen stuff is really fun.
This is also the one that I just kind of have an aversion to because I really dislike the Michelangelo with bedroom eyes.
Which one's that one? You'll have to be more
I think
specific.
it's the uncommon Michelangelo.
It's an unusual
maybe
name
the
for a
rare
magic card.
one.
Michelangelo,
Yeah,
comma, with bedroom eyes.
Michelangelo offering you a back rub.
Is it weirdness to 11?
I don't think it's weirdness to 11.
Mutant BFF?
Mutant BFF, that's
Or
the
is-
one.
This...
Oh my god. That is a face that says, ladies.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, yeah, you're right. This is 2 green for a 4/4. Each creature you control with a counter on it can't be blocked by more than one creature. And when he enters or attacks, make a mutagen token.
Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, combos with Menace. You know, if you needed anything to combo with Menace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pseudo haste effect,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, if you're playing in the green-blue mutagen deck, your creatures are going to be bigger than your opponents, and this is where you kind of want to, like, I guess you play the Pachyderm before this, and then the next turn, crack the mutagen, and
Then you have a 5/5 with trample that can't be double blocked.
yeah, that just winds up soloing your opponent's ninjas.
Gross. So you were saying that you didn't. Did either of you do pick 2 during the early access?
I did not. I was having too much fun with Sealed, honestly.
Corey and I tried to get into a pick 2 draft early, but it was like an hour into the event, and everybody else was having too much fun with Sealed, and it just didn't fire. So then we just kept running back Sealeds because I lost a lot.
That's
I
okay,
won
they were
2
free.
games.
Oof.
2 games.
I'm so sorry.
It's just not a style of format I enjoy.
I did do a pick 2 later that night. I managed to get a cue to fire, and yeah, it was. I mean, like you were saying earlier, Cameron. It and like as I have brought up on this show before, it was the same experience as Spider-Man for me, where I was like,
Oh, this is my lane.
you look at the first pack and you're like, what are the 2 best cards here? You know, like the rare and an uncommon that pairs with it generally, right? And you're like, oh, okay, I'll take those. And then you just want to keep taking those colors. And you're like, okay. So I can't remember what colors I was even in, but I was like, yep, just take those. Yep, just take those. And it's like the decision making in the draft is like not that exciting. The games were fine, but there's not enough of them. Because the point of the pick 2 is to be faster, so it's like, 4 wins or 2 losses or something, and so it's a truncated experience with it, and I just don't like it.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting idea when I first heard about it with Spider-Man because I thought, 4-person pods, pick 2 draft. The draft goes really quickly.
It does.
This is going to be a good way to onboard new players into the idea of a draft, and it's just
They
Have we done pick 2 with a full-size set?
We have done that. We've done that on stream.
Was
We
that
did it-
better?
Yes. We did it with Edge of Eternities, and it was good. And I think there was a pick 2. Was there a Lorwyn one? I can't remember. Anyway, brief positive. They did. I think this is an improvement because I don't remember this from last time. They've changed the arena UI for pick 2 in a subtle way. That if you drag, so typically you'll be like select, confirm. You'll click on 2 cards and then hit confirm, and then you'll pick them both. But on arena you can also drag your cards, and before it'd be like you drag a card and then drag a card. But now if you drag one card over, it leaves a hole with an undo button.
Oh, that's nice.
So that you can, if you drag one and then you're like, oh wait, I actually want those 2 other cards. Like you're not locked into your 2 picks until you've picked both.
That's kind.
So that was nice, at least.
I was going to say something.
I've
just soured on pick 2 drafts. I guess I thought,
I can tell you how I lost a game of pick 2 draft.
Oh,
you were talking about losing out of nowhere. Raph and Mikey, one of the team up cards.
right.
Really expensive. I think it's a 7-drop. I think it's like a 7 mana 7/7. Yeah.
This was in my pre-release kit.
7 mana 7/7. Trample and haste.
Yeah.
And whenever they attack, which they can do immediately because they have haste,
Yeah.
you reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Okay. You put it on the battlefield. Okay. Tapped and attacking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was doing great, and my opponent played Raph and Mikey, tapped, attacked, and got, I can't remember if it was Bebop or Rocksteady or something.
Yeah. They just,
They hit me for like 16.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I stole this with my Krang and Shredder at one point, and just like, what is going on? Like, I was like, okay, attack with Krang and Shredder, hit this thing. Okay, next turn I play that, and attack in. We'll see what happens. Oh, my opponent's dead. Wait, why do I have? Where did all this come from?
Yep.
Right, like
I gotta.
Powerful magic.
I mean, let's talk about Krang and Shredder real quick.
That card's so good.
As some people observed, this was back-to-back PPRs for me with playing my opponent's deck instead of my own.
Oh.
Krang and Shredder, 4 and then 2 Dimir hybrid mana for a 6/7. When they enter or attack, each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card and then disappear. At the beginning of your end step, if you have permanent left battlefield under your control this turn, you may cast a card exiled with Krang and Shredder without paying its mana cost. So, I in the Lorwyn one, I was playing all of Ben's cards with my Marilyn, and then in this event, I was playing all of Corey's cards with my Krang and Shredder.
yeah, like the mutagen tokens sneak. It all makes this very easy to activate, and that's like without even letting your opponent remove anything.
Yeah, this card's so messed up.
Yeah,
This card was. Yeah. Sorry, Cameron.
Yeah, no, this is a beating. This is just a complete beating. I don't know that I've ever lost when I've played this card. I'm sure somebody could reply with a timestamp.
Yeah. I wanted to play with this card. It was in my pre-release kit, but I have not yet opened it or played with it. It looks like a house.
Yeah.
I was just like, whoo, when I opened it.
Yeah, what if you just keep Gauntying?
Yes, good.
Oh, Gaunt. Around the track that Ian races around.
Yeah.
Gaunt.
Like, I realize we're talking a lot about, like, big bombs at the top end of things.
Yeah.
But, like, this
set has a lot of bombs.
Yeah, if you are... My experience with this set was that I won games that were over by turn 4 or 5, functionally. Right?
They didn't end on turn 4 or 5, but...
They were decided clearly by then.
Yep, and it just takes you 3 more turns not to die. Or 3 more. It takes you die slowly over another 3 more turns, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, and like my advice, if you're I mean, this
if I'm
won't
the
be out.
die rather
Yeah.
than
If you're the murderee rather than the
the
murderer,
murderer,
you need to be doing something on turn 2 and frequently on turn 1.
Yep.
And that means you need to mulligan aggressively into action early game.
I think opening a good sealed pool is also helpful.
Yeah, and as a matter of like lessons learned, techniques applied, years of experience being leveraged, I opened a pretty good sealed pool at one point and just murdered everyone until I ran into people who had slightly better sealed pools or more removal and died.
All my experience as a Magic player put into opening good packs.
Yes. Yeah.
What were you saying?
Can I just talk a little bit about some sealed pool luck that I had?
Oh, please.
So I opened one sealed pool, and of course, obviously, you can get multiple cards and stuff like that. And it's a smaller set, but there's a 7 mana blue mythic that you can pay 7 mana to give your opponent a fresh hand.
What?
It's called Turtles in Time. Return all creatures to their owner's hand. Each player may shuffle their hand and graveyard into their libraries, and each player who does draws 7 cards. Exile Turtles in Time. So
Cool,
two of those in sealed.
It's It's like it's not upheaval.
That
'cause
pool
upheaval
was
hits,
not good.
Hits everything, but like, what?
It's just not a card for sealed. Like obviously, there's obviously ways to do this, but I'm not. But just 2 of them, it was very depressing. The other card I want to talk about that I think is absolutely bananas, but also just like I didn't have the sealed pool to support it, but I wanted to run it anyhow. It's a 2 mana mythic, and it can't attack or block unless it has 6 counters on it. But you can sacrifice an artifact to it to tap it.
Oh, the
draw a card.
Technodrome.
The Technodrome.
yeah.
I don't like this card. I played it early and in a green-blue mutagen deck so I could feed it tokens, right? I drew a lot of cards. It's still too slow to do anything.
I will say, James,
I didn't like it.
James's mic isn't working. Unfortunately, I'd love him to weigh in, but I was sitting at the table for when James was playing at the PPR with the Technodrome, and it didn't do anything. Is that right? More or less, yeah.
That was my experience with it too, James, that I had fed it so many mutagen tokens that I could have done better things with, and then I had a 6/6 that they didn't care about because they had killed me in 9 other ways by that point.
Yeah, like
what a trap.
Yeah, if it did something more than turn any of your artifacts into a mutagen, this would be more interesting.
I mean, I want to say for the grief I was giving pick 2, sealed is not without its crimes, and a big part of that is that when we were opening our pre-release kits, routinely packs would have 2 or 3 rares, because sometimes a play booster can just have an extra rare in place of a common. But there's also, I joked about the dedicated turtle slot. That's not a joke, that's a real thing. But a bunch of the turtles are rare as well, and so you often, it's like, I'm going to open 6 packs for sealed. Here are my 13 rares, and it's like, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that is, that's going to be very exciting for some people and is going to lead to a lot of like 10-year-olds who have no organic connection to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles walking away from Magic the Gathering, like thinking that it's a bad game. Right? Like, I suppose one of my big questions with this set is, who is this for? Right? Because this is... The only thing I can come away with this is that this is for 40-year-olds.
Well, I can tell you that there's people who like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and who are really happy about it. I don't want to yuck their yum.
No. I enjoy Ninja Turtles. I think it's a fun concept. I haven't thought about them. Really, they aren't part of my life. But I look at this and I think, yeah.
I remember being young.
Yeah, I remember being a small child and watching this and enjoying it and feeling good about it. I would like to play with it. And then you play with it and you open a like bonkers sealed pool and you kill your opponent. And like, I had one game in the streamer event where I was at 0 life very briefly during combat.
Oh, because of how Arena, it shows your negatives and then your lifelink?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So an opponent attacked me with a 2/2, a 1/1, and a 1/1. I had Michelangelo with lifelink, or not Michelangelo, Leonardo with lifelink. I blocked the 2/2. I was at 2 life. the 1/1s connected, took me to 0. Leonardo life-linked me back up to 1. I went on to win that game.
Cool game.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that felt great. That felt absolutely great. And, if I walk away from that experience liking this set more than other people, it's probably due to the experience I had with that sealed pool, where I was playing cards that just filled the stack with effects, right? It felt really good to like, play the Foot Mystic and, have the quintessential katana on the battlefield, and it'd be like, do you want to attach it to this one or this one? And I'm like, oh, I'm making decisions here. Oh, it's a banquet for my little maximum game states mind. And I like that. I came away from that with positive associations with the set because I didn't get raffle stomped playing it. So I enjoyed my experience playing with these cards, is my takeaway from that event and from my experiences with this set so far.
There's some really fun and interesting decisions that have been made, and I can tell it was clearly made with love. It's not my favorite style of set to play, to be completely frank with you, and I'm not particularly I think we can all tell here that I don't have a nostalgic familiarity with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the same way that I do with other UB properties, and so I'm probably not going to spend enough time with it that I'm going to really get to know the charms of the Ninja Turtles, I think. And that's fine. I liked Avatar more than I thought I would. And now I've watched the show, so I'm big ol' thumbs up on it. But that was a really pleasing core gameplay loop that also got me engaged, right?
Avatar was very fun to play.
Yeah. I mean, it still is fun to play. It's still out there. We don't have to walk away from it.
Yeah.
Nor Lorwyn, just because Turtles is out.
Mm-hmm.
Many Magic products are available for your consumption. But all of these, I don't know. I think there's some really interesting cards in there. I think I'm just more excited about what some of these cards do in Commander, I guess, even though I'm not a huge Commander head. I think people are going to be happy to brew powerful things.
I do want folks to check out the North 100 set reviews. I think the first one went up at time of this airing last Friday, or the second one. I think they're both out now, because there are some individually very cool cards here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I don't. With all the usual caveats, I don't mind that a Ninja Turtles Magic the Gathering set exists. It definitely feels like it is that I'm supposed to be the target. And before the set coming out, I was like, I used to watch this a lot when I was young, but I don't actually really care about it now. But then playing with the cards, I definitely had, and you saw this happen live in the Crack-A-Pack I recorded with Adam for the PPR, of both of us being like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. Oh, that's fun. And that was cool. But yeah, the actual limited gameplay has been underwhelming. But a lot of individual card designs I think will be interesting for Commander. So,
And
I just found it to be. I think I'm coming away from my experience playing this set so far with the most positive associations with it, and that was just because I was able to open some pretty dynamic decks.
And
that
you
did a
like
lot
turtles
of stuff.
a little bit.
I like turtles. I think they're cool animals.
Great.
I think a katana is a cool shaped sword, and I like sneak as a mechanic because I was fond of ninjutsu.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think they've done the best they can, but it's just not I'm not gonna love the style of every set. I didn't like Phyrexia. All will be one. I don't like Phyrexians. I'm morally opposed to that. That's my internal red mana pip going, I will not join your team, right? I don't like Phyrexians, and I didn't like how fast and aggressive the draft was, right? That was a very aggressive format.
That was super
not my
aggressive.
favorite. I want formats where I can get a load of crap on the board and then assemble a 16-card engine.
I've been having so much fun with Lorwyn Eclipsed doing 4-color vivid elementals. That's been great.
Yeah, that's my jam. I want to do 4-color crap. So that's fine. But I'm not anti-UB. My pandering is coming later in the year.
I will say, we don't know how Star Trek plays, and it might also not be great for limited, but at least it'll be a bigger set, so it'll have a full 10 archetypes, we assume.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I guess I don't know.
I'm excited.
Maybe I'll wind up brewing a Tendi Commander deck.
Ooh, that could be fun. For now, though, I think we've covered our initial impressions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let us know what you think. By the way, I will say, because it's we've been putting up a lot of all of our Ninja Turtles videos because of we did the PPR, and coming in to comment on it, being like, this set is bad and you shouldn't do videos about it. That doesn't help your point.
Yeah.
If you don't want to see Ninja Turtle stuff, that's totally cool. You don't have to. But if you have thoughts about it that you'd like to share, I would like to see them in the comments. So please let me know what your experience has been, because by the time this airs, the pre-releases will have happened.
I want your nuanced takes. Give me all of your engaged brain wrinkles to formulate your own idea. I think, and you know what? There's ways to help you cheat with that, but don't do it, because it's
brain.
like if you do like a push-up, you get a little bit stronger every day, and eventually you can do a lot of push-ups or sit-ups, or you can walk further, you can run, or you can like do bicep curls or flick cards at targets or whatever you do, and your brain responds the same way. So you give me your best nuanced take. And you can just put it in the comment. You can be like, Kathleen, this is a nuanced take and I need you to read it. And I can give you some feedback on it if you want. Take it. I'll read the comments just for you if you use your brains.
Hell yeah.
If there's a whiff of AI about it, though, I'll be merciless.
Until then, that's Tap Tap Concede. We appreciate you watching and listening. And please check out cardkingdom.com/LRR and get yourself any Magic cards you desire. Perhaps some of these. That's up to you. And Dragon Shield, LRRMTG 5 for a 5% discount off Dragon Shield. And of course, everything we do here at Loading Ready Runs brought to you by you, be it on our Patreon or by becoming a member on this YouTube channel. Until next time, I have been Graham, joined by Kathleen.
Hi.
And Cameron.
Huh?
James has been on tech. Heather gets these online. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. We'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.